Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Miri and I give you guys an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while, and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. Okay, so as you could tell by the title of the video, it is another luxury brand makeup, and Dior is the culprit for today. So I feel like they hit us with two releases back to back. I did not participate in, I think it's the Riviera or the Rivera, just because it feels like it's the same products being released. They just have a different embossment on them. So I didn't even bother to really check it out. But I did see that they also released 5 new eyeshadow quints with a new formula. So I decided to pick one up, test out the formula, and see if it's any good. So if that sounds like a video you would like to see, then just go ahead and keep on watching. All right guys, so 5 new Quint in this Velvet palette formula. I'm intrigued. I am definitely very intrigued. Now, all of the color stores look very similar to what they pretty much have already released or still have in their permanent collection, but the new formula is what really got me. The palette has a 6-month shelf life and it was made in France. Now, these are the only other 2 Quints that I own from Dior. This one, which I feel is like a beautiful soft pink palette. This one I do enjoy. I have enjoyed. I've used it about 3 or 4 times. And this one, which was a special edition, actually both of these were special edition. This one, this shade and this shade are a tiny bit disappointing. The other 3 work perfectly fine. And I do own one of the Dior Backstage palettes. I do enjoy this formula quite a bit. I have used this a couple of times. I need to pick this up more, but I do enjoy that formula. Now, here is the kicker. They decided to change the packaging on us. What? Dior. So it's like a matte covering. Now, it's still outdated, honestly, because they still included the 2 little brushes in here. And I just feel like they need to switch up the layout. I don't know, what do you guys think? But here is the palette. It looks beautiful. Out of the 5 palettes that they released, this is just the one that I felt that called out to me the most. All right, so we are actually going to swatch this palette before I dig into it and create an eye look. I just feel like I need to for some reason. It retails for $62, which is crazy if you think about it, because it only has 5 shades, right? So I went into the first top 3 shades. It feels very soft. They feel like a very soft velvet pillow. Wow, okay. So just upon swatching, I can definitely feel a tiny bit of difference in the formula as far as pigment goes, because I do feel like Dior shadows are more like your soft, sophisticated type of formulas, to where you really do have to build up the pigment. I don't know. The formula is different and I think I'm liking it. Okay, now the last 2 shades. Yeah, they feel very, very soft. Almost like they feel a tiny bit like a powder cream on your fingers, and then they go down as a like powder cream. And just, okay, here are the swatches. I'm actually truly excited. I feel like I'm going to be able to get a lot of depth with this palette. I am a little sad that these 2 look fairly similar to each other. I just feel like this one maybe has a tiny bit more orange in it. Okay, let me get you on a tiny bit closer and let's get started with this eye look. All right, hair is out of the face. Let's go ahead and start with this shade right here. This is a Sigma E40. I'm going to put this in the outer corner. And I picked it up pretty lightly because I want to sheer it out and use it kind of like as a transition shade. It's blending out beautifully and it feels very, very soft, almost creamy in a way. And that is shearing out pretty nicely. I am going to wing it out. You guys know that's my style. I'm going to bring it on the lower lash line, about 2/3 in. Okay, next shade, I'm jumping into the brown shade in the palette. This is the Fox 2 from Sigma. I'm going to add this to the outer corner. Oh, that's beautiful. And again, it's feeling super soft, really soft, almost like a balmy powder, if that even makes sense. I am going to add it on the lower lash line as well. All right, and as you can tell with this palette, you probably won't be getting a light or subtle eye look. It's going to be a pretty colorful eye look. I am going to quickly jump in to the lightest shade in the palette. This is a Sigma 30 Soft Blend, and I'm just lightly dipping into that. I am tapping the excess. I'm going to use this to kind of blend out the edges of my shadow so that it doesn't look just like it's slapped onto my eye and blends out a tiny bit more seamless, so that I give it that airbrush look. Okay, much better. Now I'm going to dip in to the red in the palette, which looks like it's mostly a matte shade. I don't see any shimmer at all. These two definitely have some sort of shimmer, you could see. This is a reference number 14, and I'm actually going to put this here and make it look kind of like I have a small little wing with that red. This shade has the most kick up in the pan than any of the other shades in the palette. And I'm actually going to leave the red up top. I'm not going to bring it on the lower lash line. All right, it is like 11:20 in the morning and I was not ready for this kind of dramatic eyes, but I'm loving it. Loving it. So happy with this selection of shades. I don't know what it was about this color story, but it just called out to me. Okay, so now I'm going to use my finger for this one. I'm actually going to add this right here next to the red. I'm going to leave that inner corner bare. Okay, and now last but not least, the lightest shade in the palette. I am going to use my pointer finger and put that right into the inner corner just to brighten up this eye look a tiny bit. It's a beautiful shade. Now with my pinky, I am going to also bring it on the lower lash line. It's not like a shimmer, but I really enjoy the way this shade or shades like these apply with the finger. I feel like it's more soft. I'm going to also bring it in the inner corner. All right, guys, and here is what the final eye look looks like. I did go in to some Ardell Wispy lashes, but I only used half of one lash on each eye. And then for the lips, I have my Victoria Beckham lip liner in shade 01. And I did go in to this Dior Addict lip gloss. This is in shade 640. J'adore. And I've actually really been enjoying that lip gloss. Even though I don't like lip glosses, I have been really enjoying that lip gloss. I will go ahead and link everything else down below that I have on my face. I do have a couple of Dior products. And Melt Cosmetics. This is one of their new Slick Waterline pencils, and Caramel is the shade. I don't know yet if I love that eyeliner with this eye look, but it doesn't look bad, I don't think. So let me scoot on out and we can talk and end this review. Okay, let's talk about this new Quint from Dior and the new formulation. I don't believe I informed you or gave you the name of the palette that I picked up. And this is in, is it 869? Yes, 869 Red Tartan. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a very deep palette, I want to say. And I only say that because there's only one light shade here. Every other shade in this palette, just as it looks on the pan, is how it looks on the eyes, which is honestly a breath of fresh air. And I only say that because of the two Dior palettes that I own, the other two. So you look at this palette and you think, okay, this one's probably going to be a dark shade, and that mustard yellow there is probably going to give you a lot of payoff. Well, when you swatch it, yeah, you can see that it's a mustard shade, but once you try and blend this out with a brush onto your skin, there's like barely any pigment there. And then this shade here, this looks like a purple, right? I swatched it, like it looks purple, but once you like start blending it out, it looks like a gray. And that honestly was a tiny bit disappointed for me. This was a limited edition one. It is the 659 Early Bird. And then with the other one, this is the 839 Popeline. This one's a really pretty palette, and I mean, you look at it and you think, okay, you're going to get a lot of soft looks with this, and you get very pretty looks, but I do feel like these two shades are just so close to each other in tone and depth that they kind of blend into each other just a tiny bit. So with this palette, to get it and every shade looks as it does in the pan in your eyes is honestly just great. Now, I wouldn't compare the Dior Backstage palettes just because I feel like the formulation's a tiny bit different on this one, and I do enjoy this formula, but I do feel like as far as Dior and their Quints, it's a hit or miss. This new formula, which is, they call it the Velvet Formula, has really impressed me a lot. Like, I look at this eye look and I think, that is a beautiful, beautiful eye look. What palette did you use? This is what I expected when Tom Ford said they were releasing a new formula. Maybe it's the shades in the palette that I picked up, but this Dior palette is what I expected from that Tom Ford palette. So to say that I am impressed and very pleased with this palette is truly an understatement, because I enjoyed every shade that I played with. They did a good job with this formula. They did a really good job, and it's making me excited for Dior again. As far as their Quints, because the two that I purchased, like I said, they were nice, but I wasn't as impressed as I wish I was. I mean, this is making me want to go pick up another one and just to see if it's just the shades that I really do love, and the formula is just an added bonus. All right, guys, well, that pretty much concludes this review of the new eyeshadow formula that Dior has released with their 5 new Quints. I'm pretty excited. I'm hoping we get some more eyeshadow palettes available in this formula because I'm really enjoying it. And it could just be that I'm really just loving the shades in this palette. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the eye look that I created. I definitely had fun playing with this new formula, those shades, and creating this gorgeous eye look. So with that being said, I would love it if you gave this video a big ol' thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would definitely help me out in the algorithm of hopefully bringing some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking the subscribe button. I would love to have you. All right, guys, I will see you on the next video.